I know we're a few minutes past 1 o'clock, but I'm waiting until we get everybody signed in here. This is all new to us. Some of us, City Council's been using it, but the rest of us, David was telling me before I came up here that March of 2020, February of 2020 was the last time we met in chambers here, so.
Sorry, sir. The light's on, you can talk.
I can't see the light.
See the light right here?
Oh. Okay.
You know what? I thought it was really. Okay, I think we're ready to go now. I will call to order the June 22nd, 2021 meeting of the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority. The first item is items from the chairman, and the only thing is, since I missed last month, and I apologize for that, but I wanted to share my appreciation to Doug Cupper in his retirement and for all the stuff that he's done, specifically for the River Trust and certainly for the city as the Parks Director, and I personally appreciate it very much, Doug, and have a happy retirement. Item 3 is the minutes from the May 25th meeting. Are there any changes or corrections? I need a motion. We have a motion and a second. Cast your vote. And it passes. Item 4 is the consent docket. We have the oil and gas revenue report and the Oklahoma River corridor events update. Do we have any questions on either one of those? Need a motion? We have a motion and a second. Cast your vote. And that passes. Item 5 is the primary agenda items. Item A is the Oklahoma River Maintenance Project update.
Jess Shumway, Oklahoma City Public Works. Good afternoon, Chairman and trustees. The river maintenance projects update are as follows. On our sediment dredging, we've completed the dredging portion and we're now starting to haul off materials. Our SCADA system, we've been working on several repairs, mostly of non-working sensors, and currently we're doing an upgrade to the software system. Our hydraulic repair replacements are actually anticipated at the Brum Dam starting in July. Public Works has also issued a work order for the repair portion, or the hydraulic portion of the the hydraulic jump portion of the eastern dam. That repair is underway and is anticipated to be completed by the 28th. We've also had some rotational maintenance with the replacement of some hydraulic hoses at the May Dam. That's now complete. On June 7th, a work order for spraying the vegetation on the river was issued. Also, our river maintenance crews have removed 14.3 tons of debris from May 1st to May 31st. Here's some photos of the work in progress at Eastern. This is currently, well, it's what it used to look like. Next slide. Our contractor is adding an additional wing wall to avoid the erosion. Next slide. Here's some of the footing, and that wing wall is currently installed, but they should be, like I said, completed by the 28th. Are there any questions?
Any questions? Need a motion to accept that?
Thank you.
We have a motion and a second. Cast your vote. And it passes. Item C is a resolution approving financial participation in the amount, Item B, it's been a while, folks. Good Lord, give me a break here. Item B is acknowledgement and consent to collateral assignment of sublease agreements among the City of Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Economic Development Trust, the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority, the River Sport Foundation, and Boathouse Bark LLC. This goes along with the agreement for Barkay to build the dog park down there. I'm going to start off with a couple of questions here, I guess for legal. Us doing a consent agreement on this mortgage does not put the Riverfront Authority in any kind of financial acceptance situation down the line, does it? In other words, if something goes wrong in all of this and we've done a motion to consent on this mortgage, that doesn't tie us to it, does it? You understand my question, or am I not being clear enough?
I understand your question, Chairman Mars. This is an acknowledgement merely to facilitate Boathouse Bark's acquisition of its construction financing for the project. And the agreement does provide that in the event that Boathouse Bark LLC were to default on its loan, or if it went into foreclosure, then the Riverfront Redevelopment Authority would actually acknowledge the transferee of the property in the event of foreclosure. Mr. Knopp and I believe that Mr. Tim Strange are also here to respond to any questions regarding this acknowledgement and consent. Mr. Strange is one of the partners in Boathouse Bark LLC, who is now the sublessee to Mr. Knopp's River Sport Foundation.
I mean, I haven't read the legal document, but it's Gary, it's my understanding that if we do not do this collateral assignment, then there will not be a construction loan going forth to do the construction. And it's just a requirement that the lender is putting on the borrower to get the funds to build the facility.
But the agreement is between the River Sport Foundation and Barkay, and all we're doing is consenting to that agreement.
We're consenting to put the lender in place of the borrower if there is a default. I haven't read the document, but that's what it looks like to me.
Okay. Okay. And Boathouse Bark, I understand, is solely an LLC of Barkay, is that correct? There's not anybody else in that?
Boathouse Bark LLC is a joint venture of two local development companies, Rose Rock Development Company and Pivot Project. And they're the developer for the project, and then they are subleasing the project to Barkay Dog Bar LLC, which is the Kansas City-based company.
Okay. Yeah. if you would please tell me who Boathouse Bark is.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, trustees. So Boathouse Bark is an LLC. It's made up of 8 individuals. Those individuals are principals of Rose Rock Development Partners and Pivot Project, and all of those individuals are personally guaranteeing that financing. So you've got financial strength behind that loan, and I think that has satisfied the banks and should hopefully satisfy you all as well.
Okay, all right. Thanks, appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you, Chairman.
Any other questions? Need a motion? Motion and a second, cast your vote. And that is passed. Now, item C, it's a resolution approving financial participation in the amount of $25,000 by the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority in the sales and marketing plan for 2021 Oklahoma River Cruises service year and authorizing a transfer of such. We've done this for, in years past. We didn't do it last year because the boats didn't run last year. So this is just picking back up what we have done in the past on it.
One question, where does the 25,000 come from? Does it just come from our annual budget?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions? Need a motion? We have a motion and a second. Cast your votes. And it has passed. Item D is amendment number 5 to the lease and operation agreement among the City of Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority, and the River Sport Foundation for lease and operation of the MAPS 3 Whitewater facility. This is what we've done in the past, and I believe the amount is the same as last year, the $1.5 million. I did notice that the insurance deductible was allowed to go from $25,000 to $50,000. And that the umbrella policy that they were required to take has dropped from $5 million to $1 million. Is that a pretty standard umbrella for other agreements the city has? As far as you know?
It is a standard umbrella, Chairman Mars, and we have recognized the River Sport Foundation, along with most other organizations, have experienced a dramatic increase in insurance rates.
Right.
And
Okay.
that's the reason for this slight amendment.
Okay. We have any questions on this? Need a motion? We have a motion and a second. Cast your vote. And that is passed. Item E is the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority operating budget for fiscal year 21-22. Do we have any questions on the budget? No? Okay, need a motion? Oh, I got it. Motion and a second. Cast your vote. And that passes. We don't have a claims docket, I don't believe. Item 7 is the Park and Rec Director's Report. Anything other than what's in the written report you want to comment on? Hi.
Hi, thank you, Chairman. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Melinda McMillan Miller. I am the Acting Director for the Parks and Recreation Department at the moment. I'm very pleased to be here with all of you today and to introduce myself to you. So thank you for having me. Within the report, you've probably read there were multiple activities from May and June. A couple that I want to point out, though. We are very excited to have the SHINE program back. We know it's been an instrumental piece to help keep the river corridor cleaner and helping to respond more quickly to issues as they arise. So we're very happy to have that program back in our service. Another is to point out Prairie Park. We were able to look at the budgets from the year end, and we were able to put some investment back into Prairie Park for some security measures, just a better entrance gate, a sign to actually identify where Prairie Park is and that it is actually there. And then we also are putting in some post and cable to help keep cars that happen to get into the park from going into areas that are dangerous for either their safety or just that would damage the turf or the different environmental areas in that park. So we're going to make those improvements here by this summertime. So you'll see those, and then hopefully as we are able to, we can start opening that park and cracking that door open a little bit more. We're looking at it for fishing opportunities and recreational opportunities. So more discussion on that will come in the future to you. Are there any questions on the report?
Any questions, Linda? Okay, need a motion to accept that? We have a motion and a second. Cast your vote. And that has passed. Do we have any comments by trustees?
Yeah, I just have one thing. Well, that's very loud. I was curious, and Melinda, speaking of the litter cleanup, I was curious. I know there's a initiative through the River Sport Foundation called, I believe it's called River Keepers, that I got sometime last summer. I was able to go take a tour and learn more about their efforts, and I was just kind of curious, maybe for next meeting or maybe in August, I'd love to hear more about that and maybe have them come present to us, just as kind of a really neat initiative happening along the river with River Sport and just all the volunteers they've been able to do. So I just wanted to mention that and see if we could get that on the docket for next month.
Okay. Any other trustee comments? Do we have any citizens who want to be heard? Very well, we are adjourned. Go out to the arts festival and spend money.